At these exact coordinates, a climber could be taking their final breath. Nanga Parbat has a reputation unlike any other. This is the mountain where some never even get a chance to turn back. They call it the Killer Mountain for a reason. Those who challenge it are met with avalanches, sheer ice walls, and extreme isolation. And for many, it becomes their final resting place. This is the story of Nanga Parbat, the mountain that kills. Nanga Parbat, its name alone carries a sense of danger. Towering at 8,126 meters, 26,660 feet. It is the 9th highest mountain in the world, yet one of the deadliest ever attempted. Unlike Everest, which has well-established routes and commercial expeditions, Nanga Parbat remains wild, unpredictable, and unforgiving. Located in Pakistan's western Himalayas, part of the Karakoram Range, this mountain has a reputation that few dare to challenge. It is often called the Killer Mountain, a title earned through decades of brutal failures, lost climbers, and chilling survival stories. Its first ascent in 1953 by Hermann Buhl is the stuff of mountaineering legend. Alone, without bottled oxygen, and pushed to the brink of exhaustion, he staggered to the summit, a feat so extreme that it has never been repeated in the same style. For decades, Nanga Parbat had one of the highest fatality rates of any 8,000-meter peak. Over 22% of climbers who attempted it never made it back. Though modern technology and improved climbing techniques have lowered that number, it remains among the most dangerous mountains on Earth. There is no easy way up Nanga Parbat, no fixed ropes leading the way, no Sherpa-guided tours, and no safety net. Just sheer ice walls, relentless avalanches, and razor-thin ridges where one wrong step is the difference between life and death. There are mountains that challenge climbers, and then there are mountains that break them. Nanga Parbat is the latter. Unlike Everest, where fixed ropes, Sherpa support, and commercial teams offer a layer of security, Nanga Parbat is a raw, merciless battleground. Here are the 5 reasons why it remains one of the deadliest climbs on Earth. The Rupal face is unlike anything else in the mountaineering world. Rising over 4,600 meters, 15,000 feet. From base to summit, it is the tallest mountain face on the planet. This is not just a steep ascent. It is an almost vertical wall of ice, rock, and death. Climbing it means committing to days on sheer exposed terrain, where a single mistake can send you plummeting thousands of meters below. Even if a climber makes it past the Rupal face, they are still at the mercy of avalanches. Heavy snowfall and unstable ice formations make Nanga Parbat a constant moving death trap. Climbers have been buried alive in seconds with no time to react, their bodies never to be recovered. Survival is further complicated by brutal weather. Winds of 150 kilometers per hour, 93 miles per hour, rip across the mountain, and temperatures drop below minus 40 degrees Celsius, minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Blizzards can appear out of nowhere, trapping climbers inside their tents for days, or forcing them to navigate in total whiteout conditions. Unlike Everest, where helicopter rescues are sometimes possible, Nanga Parbat offers no easy way out. The mountain is remote, isolated, and unforgiving. If something goes wrong at high altitude, there is no rescue team coming to save you. Climbers who get stuck, injured, or too weak to continue are often left to die. And then, there's the death zone, the final, most merciless part of the climb. Above 7,500 meters, oxygen levels are so low that the human body slowly suffocates, cell by cell. Hallucinations set in, frostbite eats away at flesh, and climbers experience pulmonary and cerebral edema, fluid leaking into their lungs and brain. Many never make it down. There are no second chances on Nanga Parbat. One wrong step, one miscalculation, one moment of hesitation, and the mountain claims another life. For decades, Nanga Parbat's winter ascent was considered impossible, a challenge so extreme that even the world's best climbers refused to attempt it. The temperatures are unbearable, the storms are relentless, and the survival odds are near zero. But in 2016, against all expectations, 3 climbers, Ali Sadpara, Simone Moro, and Alex Chicon, changed history. They became the first to summit Nanga Parbat in winter, proving that even the deadliest mountains could be conquered in the most brutal conditions. But victory on Nanga Parbat is fleeting. Just 3 years later, in 2019, 2 climbers, Daniele Nardi and Tom Ballard, attempted a new, untested route on the mountain. They never made it back. After weeks of silence, their bodies were finally spotted by drones, frozen high on the mountain. Their dream of opening a new path cost them their lives, a painful reminder that on Nanga Parbat, innovation often comes at the highest price. Despite the dangers, climbers are still drawn to the challenge. Every winter, new teams arrive, hoping to follow in Ali Sadpara's footsteps. But most attempts end in frostbite, retreat, or death. Few climbers dare to stay long on Nanga Parbat in summer. In winter, survival is nearly impossible. And yet, the mountain keeps calling. Its future. More deaths, more legends, and more climbers chasing the impossible. No other mountain demands more from those who dare to climb it. Nanga Parbat is not just about reaching the summit. It is a battle for survival. Unlike Everest, where guided routes and support systems provide a lifeline, Nanga Parbat offers no margin for error, no easy way up, and no second chances. For many, that's exactly why they come. To climb Nanga Parbat is to chase the legacy of legends, to follow in the footsteps of men like Hermann Buhl, Reinhold Messner, and Ali Sadpara. These are not just climbers, they are warriors who risked everything to stand where no human was meant to stand. Their names are written in history, not because they conquered the mountain, but because they faced it and survived. But for some, it goes beyond legacy. It's about the human obsession with the impossible, the belief that no challenge is too great, no mountain too deadly. There are peaks that should not be climbed, places where the risks far outweigh the rewards, and yet, climbers still return, drawn to the edge of existence, determined to push beyond human limits. For those who stand at the base of Nanga Parbat, staring up at its sheer frozen walls, the mountain represents something greater than a summit. It is a test, a confrontation with death itself. And for many, the challenge isn't about standing on top, it's about proving that death can be defied. Would you risk your life to stand on the summit of Nanga Parbat? Is the chance to etch your name into mountaineering history worth facing one of the most unforgiving, lethal peaks on Earth? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to hear more about the deadliest mountains, the greatest survival stories, and the extreme limits of human endurance, check out my other videos. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.